Hello again, everyone, and welcome back to Kovac Enterprises. This is going to be episode number 1 of the Cop Out Funny Car that is hosted by Chris Cortell and Dirk Pitt for the 3rd annual Tom Daniels group build. And as you can see, we started on the engine itself, and the colors that I chose to apply to the engine as well. So basically, from left to right, we have the Craftsmart gray that I used to paint the transmission for the primer. The actual engine block itself, I didn't use any paint at all. I just kept it in its original black molded color. So we're basically right now we're just concentrating on the transmission itself, just to kind of break up the color. So once again, we've got the gray Craftsmart acrylic paint that we use for the primer, and then we went to the Folk Art Silver Sterling. It's a metallic paint, and we applied that, and then we went ahead and dry brushed a little bit of the Folk Art Gunmetal Gray, and we finished off the transmission with the Folk Art Ice Blue, just as a kind of a dry brush, just to kind of give it a little color. And then for the injector stacks, and we'll go ahead and kind of bring that into the camera. The injector stacks themselves were painted with bright red gloss acrylic paint. So that is our engine for the Cop Out car. Alright. So next up, we went to step number 2 in the instructions, and we started working on the actual framework of the vehicle. We'll bring that up, as you can see in front of you. So basically, the next step was like a step within a step, and I'll kind of explain. The first thing that was up was they wanted you to go ahead and glue the floorboard to the actual framework itself first, and then the second step would be to actually fit the firewall in between the two frames, and at this time you do not glue it, so it's kind of just sitting here. You can see just kind of sitting here loose, which will be glued after the engine is in place. Once those first 2 steps were done, then like the 3rd step would actually put the other frame on once you insert the firewall. And then once that's done, the last thing they want you to install is the actual tanks and the front crossbar. But it went well, and went in pretty easy. You can see we also have the frame bottom installed as well, with the front crossbar here, and then we have the front frame. So as far as step 2 is concerned, that is all complete, and ready for step number 3 in the instructions, which is basically to go ahead and install the engine itself, and then glue the firewall in place. So stand by, and we will be right back. Okay, we are back, and as you can see, we finished up on steps 3 and 4 of the instructions by inserting the engine into the frame. There's basically 2 holes that you put the engine in. You basically tilt the engine at a 45-degree angle, and see if I can bring it right in a little bit here for you. But the back part of the transmission actually fits in this hole right here, and the front part of the engine fits in the engine support here, and it's a nice tight fit, as you can see here. And once that was done, we went ahead and take the firewall that was loose at one time, and we actually raised it up and glued it in place, as you can see here, up and over the transmission. So that is tight and secure. The next thing that we did was to actually put on the drive belt, and by doing that we took what I have here is kind of basically a long needle nose type of tweezers, so that I can get access down inside towards the bottom of the pulley, and basically start with the bottom of the pulley, and you stretch the drive belt up and over onto the top pulley, and just make sure that per instructions that you have it on the inside of the belt tensioner. They also tell you not to glue it in place, so right now we are leaving it loose. So that's about it as far as where we're at on this build. This is course steps 1 through 4 of the Cop Out Funny Car. Next up, we'll be moving forward to the next steps. So stay tuned for the next segment coming up, probably within a week or so. So until then, I hope everybody has a good day, and we will catch you on the next video. So, like I said, have a good day, and we'll catch you all later. Bye.